Most sellers learn this the hard way. Getting an offer is only the first step in selling a home. The deal is not complete until it closes. And a lot of homes fall out of escrow because of what buyers discover after the offer is accepted and they are in the middle of the contract. If you want to sell your home for the highest value and actually get it all the way through closing, you need to think of selling as a 3 separate steps and 3 separate processes. Step 1, get the house ready, aiming for a suitcase ready move-in. A lot of homeowners tell me, Dar, I don't want to spend money on upgrades. That's totally fine. But zero upgrades does not mean zero preparation. If you want to sell your home for top dollars, then get it suitcase ready. Not fully remodeled, just clean, bright, decluttered, and easy to move into. Your first job is to make it easy for people to want to live in your home. If a buyer can walk in and feel like they could grab their suitcases and their 2.2 kids and move right in, you have done a great job. Because the reality is, most people prefer to move in to a turnkey home. And turnkey doesn't mean fully remodeled. It means the home feels cared for, it's functional, and it's easy to move into. Step 2 is pricing and marketing. And this is where sellers get it wrong because they treat pricing like an opinion or they think it's an option. Pricing isn't based on what you want and need. Pricing isn't based on how much money you spend on the home. Pricing isn't based on how much you love the home. Pricing is determined by the market and dictated by what similar homes around you have actually sold for. Wishful pricing doesn't sell homes. Now, here's the strategy if your goal is to get the highest value for your home. If you want to sell your home and get the highest value, price it right and market it correctly. And a lot of times that means you price the home slightly below the market. Do you know why we do that? I know that sounds backward, but here's why it works. Everybody, everyone in this world is looking for a good value. It's the human nature. When buyers feel like your home is a great purchase, more people will come to see it, to evaluate it. We call that generating traffic to your home. And more demand means more buyers, and more potential buyers, that means more offers. And we want all of that to happen in the first couple of weeks when your listing is fresh in the market, when it's new and exciting to everyone. The excitement is high, and you have the strongest chance to create that momentum. And if you miss that early window by pricing it too high, you know what happens? The listing sits, the home starts to feel less new, and then instead of creating demand, you end up chasing the market with price reductions. Buyers wonder, what's wrong? Why isn't it selling? So I'm telling you, step 2 is really simple and it's backward. Price it and market it in a way that creates traffic early, because that traffic creates the demand, and that demand creates top dollar offers. Step 3 is to keep the buyers in love and protect your contract. Most sellers learn this the hard way. Getting an offer is just the first step in the process. The deal is actually complete when it closes. And a lot of homes fall out of escrow because of what buyers discover after the offer is accepted and they are in the contract. Here's what happens all the time. You do the work, you get the showings, you get the offers, maybe multiple offers, and you choose a buyer. At that moment, most sellers feel like, great, We are done, but you're not done. You're entering the investigation phase. Once you are in the contract, the buyers start digging. Inspections, disclosures, other reports, and they start looking at your home differently, not with the excitement that they started with. They look at it with caution. And when buyers discover something that feels expensive or uncertain or wrong, the emotional shift happens. They're going to think, what is this thing going to cost me? Is this going to be a headache? What else don't I know? What else might be wrong with the house? And that fear turns into renegotiations, and it might turn into cancellation of the contract. The buyers don't like to be surprised and find things later that scares them. The best way to remove surprises is to do a pre-listing home inspection before you go active on the MLS, because you want you be the one to find the first issues, not the buyers. I'm not saying you go fix every little thing you find. We are not trying to make an older home look brand new, but you do fix what kills the deals. These are the two categories. When the inspection report comes back, we focus on the red items, major defects, safety issues, or big ticket risks that scare the buyers. And number two is you focus and fix the big five: plumbing and leaks, roof, foundation, electrical, and HVAC. So we inspect early, fix what matters, and keep documentation and receipts, because proof builds confidence. It shows the buyers the home is well maintained and not neglected. That's the payoff of doing it right. When you do these three steps correctly, you get more traffic early, you get stronger offers, you get fewer surprises, you get less renegotiation, and the buyer feels and stays committed. And you have a clean path to closing. You worked hard to get a good buyer. The last thing you want is to lose them over something you could have found and handled before you were even listed. I am Dar Martin. I'm a realtor and a CPA. So I look at selling like a strategy. And my wife, Vida, is my partner. She has an incredible eye and talent for presentation and knows how to make a home show at its best. If you want, we will build a clear plan for your home so you can get a great offer and keep the buyers in love all the way through the closing. Call us directly or book a time using the link in the description. Let us use this information to protect you, and let's do something great together.